Listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henrys at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
And first-team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for another rap session, a weekly rap session with the All-American quarterback, Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bachman in studio with Steve himself. Steve, how you doing this week?
I'm pretty good, man. It's like it's kind of a lazy Wednesday wings type of day.
All right, gonna get some wings, you think?
It's Wednesday wings, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm deciding, though, I may have to go for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Because my cousins are in town for the big basketball game tonight, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we went to Laszlo's last night and had some lavash and some food, and we may have a surprise visitor. It depends if they can get out of practice or not, a little earlier than normal. But, no, it's just kind of lazy. So I'm going to have wings, I think, for lunch. Then I'm going to go to Italian. It's my cousin Doris' birthday. So happy birthday. I'm going to shout out to Doris. I'm going to have some Italian for dinner. So I'm going to
Yeah, so you got to do wings for lunch then.
A late lunch.
Can't miss it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's been pretty chill, man. Recovered from the big national championship game.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of a little low, a little depressed, but now we got the NFL playoffs and stuff like that. So, we're kind of winding down a little bit.
Yeah, we need football in our life, right? I mean,
we do, man.
Yeah.
We got to have it. You feel like there's like a void. There's like an emptiness, So, oh yeah. So we just got to keep it going.
And for those that may not know, I know you said this before. It's Braxton Mia that has
Braxton
a relationship
Mia,
to you, right?
Yeah.
The big man
the big
for Nebraska. Yeah.
Dude. I said, come on, man, you gotta. I said, what are you gonna give me for the game? What are you gonna give me for the game? So I said, give me a couple dunks, make some free throws. He was going to practice on his free throws, so we'll see how it goes tonight. It's gonna be a late game though.
He's a dunker. I think I'd have to look up his career percentage, but he's like a 70% field goal percent shooter because
when
he
you're
dunks.
when you're 7'2", shouldn't be that tough, right?
That's right.
He's a big dude. He just takes up a lot of space, man.
So you going to the game then tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the game.
Yeah, it's a late one.
Dude, then I found out my other cousin is playing for USC.
Okay, who's that?
He's the point guard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Poindexter, yeah. And then my other cousin is the assistant coach.
Oh.
Yeah, and I didn't know that till last night.
So are they in town? They're in town because of the USC
They're
game?
in town for the USC game.
Yeah,
so
because of USC.
Huh?
Because it's USC or because of Braxton?
Yeah, so they're going against one another, and then they got relatives and cousins and brothers and all that stuff coaching and playing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of fun. I'm only going to claim them if they do something.
Well, you got guys on both sides, so you
I know.
can claim
So I'm
them. Yeah.
claiming the one that does something. The other one is going to be like a distant cousin.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. We'll see how that goes.
Well,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. It'll be a big atmosphere, big game atmosphere for Nebraska, I would think. I mean, maybe not to the biggest level because it is an 8 p.m. game. It's
Yeah,
got a late start in Lincoln.
what's the Trojans' record? What do they look like?
Uh,
My cousin Gooch told me they were kind of decent.
yeah, they're
He said
not
they're
too bad.
decent.
Yeah.
So-
They're kind of fighting in the middle of the Big Ten
Yeah.
as well right now. They come into this game
That's right,
11-7.
They-
Yeah,
They
Big
are
Ten
in the
team.
Big Ten. I haven't quite grasped that yet. They are in the Big Ten.
Yeah, first year.
That's
First
right.
visit as a Big Ten member
Yeah.
here at a Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Dude, they were so cold last night. You should have seen them walk from the
I bet.
from the parking space to the restaurant. I'm like, it just reminds me of my sister, man. My sister's like, when it gets 50, she's like freezing.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't. This California
And-
girls or something else.
Did you get the question of well, what do you do? What do you live here? What is this?
Yeah, that's what I get. I'm like,
yeah,
I
that's
said-
what you usually
I said,
get.
I said it's just like Fresno.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do here, just like Fresno. So it just gets. But we have the Four Seasons, so they were intrigued by the Four Seasons. So,
Well, I think
Yeah.
LA's been able to avoid too much of the cold, but it's weird because it's hitting Georgia,
Georgia
and
and
Louisiana, Florida. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
different. Yeah.
My daughter came in last night from Australia. She's back now for another month. She was out there for 3 months visiting Ty.
Yeah.
And so they flew back, and my grandson Nazir is 7 months now, and so they got back late. Dude, it's so funny seeing a human being like crawl on the floor. I mean, I haven't seen. I'm like, my wife is mad at me. I'm like, get that animal off the floor. he's crawling like an animal.
Yeah.
It's just the bizarrest thing to see someone like a human being like crawling on the floor.
Oh, they know it's dirty down there. The baby. Yeah.
It was. I was just sitting in my chair watching him. I just like, you want to go like stump him or kick him? You know, like you see like a rodent. Like it's just weird
Yeah.
to see a little baby. Like I haven't seen that in 30 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Did he try? Have you tried walking him at all? Did he try taking any steps?
No, he's strong.
He's got steps already.
Yeah, no, he's not walking, but he's standing
Yeah,
up. He's
getting
pulling
close.
himself. My wife goes, he has a strong core. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
really? Yeah, right. Okay, I give him that maybe, but no, he's mobile now,
Good.
and our house is kind of kid friendly.
Mm.
Of course, my wife is all. Now we got a fireplace we got like this 3-sided fireplace between our great room and our dining room. Now we run every day, pretty much all day, and I don't know if we can do that now.
Yeah.
But I did say, how about we just turn it on and just have him go up there and touch it and burn himself, and then
He'll learn. Yeah.
maybe he won't go back.
He won't go back.
Of course, my daughter, the nurse, saying, "Well, they don't learn that way, Dad." I'm like, "Well, he will."
Oh, yeah.
I will see. No, so
My son seemed to learn that way. He kind of.
it worked.
Yeah, he put his hand in close to a fire one time, and
Yeah,
he hasn't really done it since.
common sense to me.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try that if I'm alone at home alone with them. I won't tell them that. I won't
Yeah.
tell them.
Well,
I will experiment.
Yeah. Well, you let it out on the radio, so they might hear about it.
So we're excited about that. She's going to be here for about a month before she goes back to Florida. But I told her, I said, okay, now you're not taking over the house. I like a neat, tidy house. So put his toys and everything. They're going to have a place. They're not going to be scattered
Yeah.
all around my living room.
Yeah.
And everywhere. Because I don't want to step on one or anything. Just so pick up after yourself. Just do that for me so we don't get into a major fight while you're here for a month.
Yeah.
My daughter, my oldest, is an alpha.
Mm.
She comes home and she just tries to take over. And so I just told her, I said, let's be nice to one another and respectful and just pick up after yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it nice? Did you have any baby fever? Is it nice to have a baby around again?
It's great. I had all my 3 girls home last night because they came back. Samantha came back from Omaha, and then Skylar lives here, and I felt whole.
Yeah.
I did feel different to have all my 3 girls under one roof.
Mm.
We do that
Yeah.
because Sydney was gone this year for Christmas because she was in Australia. But I felt really good. Yeah, and they're all doing well, and see them just look at me weird and have their own personalities and living their lives. It felt good. My wife just gets in that mom mode too. I mean, she's cooking dinner and just everything. I do now. What I don't like is I'm double teamed because I'm the only guy.
Yeah.
So they just team up on me. So
Yeah.
whatever I say, they say the opposite.
Oh, you got to wait
You
for
know?
Nazir to grow up a little bit. He might
Yeah.
be able to help you out. after a
I'm
bit.
planning on that. He was playing my little football game though.
Was he? Did he do better than you?
Yeah. Then he started crying. I was like, "Oh, you
Yeah.
don't like to get tackled, huh?" So I was going to take a picture of it and send it to Ty.
Oh, yeah.
He's all
He's getting him into football.
Yeah, he's all
instead.
into football.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, I
Yeah.
don't, maybe we mentioned this last week, but you did finally score a
I
touchdown,
scored,
right?
I scored twice.
Yeah, you
I
scored, a
scored
few
twice.
times.
Yeah. And the sound was beautiful. It was music to my ears.
Yes.
It was. And I didn't realize how bad I was.
Right.
I mean, like, it wasn't near as easy as I thought it was at one time. So, but now that I've scored a couple times, I've kind of put it away.
Mm.
But my case came the other day, and but I took it out late last night when Nas was here. No, this morning, and because it shines, it's bright, so it has bright
Yeah.
lights, and it makes all these noises, So he was like reacting to it, and then he started crying. I said, "Oh, come on, man, toughen up."
Yeah.
I said, "That's good. You don't like to get tackled. Maybe you'll play offense.
Yeah.
Make people miss."
There you go.
Anyway, enough about that. So.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that college football championship game that you mentioned. Of course, we're going to miss college football from here on out, but 2 back-to-back titles for the Big Ten, but specifically Ohio State beating Notre Dame for the championship.
I was thinking about that. It's pretty impressive. I was like I said, I was leaning towards. I was hoping Notre Dame would win, but I thought Ohio State was a better team. They just had too much firepower.
Yeah.
And once they get rolling, they get rolling, and they just start to peak at the right time. But no, it was a good game. It was impressive, And Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, they fought.
Yeah.
They were gritty, but that first drive, I was like, they cannot maintain that for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be tough. I mean, it was tough yards. Every yard was tough. And they were successful on 3rd and medium, 3rd and short, and 4th and short. I'm like, that's going to be a long game if they're going to depend on that. And obviously, Ohio State came out. They matched that, and then they're just so explosive at every position. The final play was a little shocking. I'm okay with the blitz, but you got to get up and press the guy. You just can't give him a free release. He has the whole field to work with. I mean, so I told my wife, I said, I'm licking my chops right there.
Or Jeremiah Smith.
I'm licking my chops, and boom, I don't even think he was ever touched.
Yeah.
The guy didn't jam him or anything. He gave him a 5-yard cushion. He kind of did a little weave inside and just ran outside, and it was the easiest thing you can do. So it was unfortunate to see it end like that. I wish the DB would have been a little bit more aggressive and pressing him and made it a little bit more difficult for him to get off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I thought similar thing too. Like watching especially that first drive, you're thinking, well, they can't sustain this.
Yeah.
But the idea for Notre Dame all along was like, okay, it was big to get in the end zone because they're not a team that's going to play from behind very well.
They're not.
And we saw that later.
It reminded me of our old Nebraska days.
Yeah,
it really did. It reminded me of they were running that quarterback on quarterback counters and running him like a running back. I was like, I know he's 6'4", 2 1/4, but I'm like, I don't want to take that punishment. I'd rather do what Will Howard is doing.
Yeah.
And so I knew that was going to be tough. And but they fought hard. The missed field goal was huge.
Yeah.
I would like to see him go for it.
I didn't like the decision to go for the field goal.
And but it was a good game. I'm glad it went the way it went, that they came back and fought and made it somewhat scary. I'm glad I did not bet on the game. Because what was the spread? 8.5.
Yeah.
So but they ended up covering, but it was tight.
It was
there
close.
For a while.
Yeah.
It was tight
goal
there
at
for
the
a
end.
while. Yeah. But no, I think it was good. I think everyone's pleased with the playoff system. They got some things to tweak. Hopefully they tweak that conference championship game and some other things. But I think it was a great year for college football. It really was.
Yeah, it was a great year. And I was going to ask you did, as far as their first run through the college football playoff, you have a team that lost 2 games in the regular season, but they get hot late, they win. So it's kind of more of the professional model. You enjoyed college football playoff. I think like you said, there's some tweaks to be made. I'm not necessarily loving the idea that the NFL kind of overshadows it.
I wish we would have had it because of every year, because we lost to Oklahoma. We lost Oklahoma the only game. That was literally the national championship game, right? But if you lose that game, you still got a chance to come back and get in the playoffs and make a run for it.
Right.
Just like Ohio State, just like Notre Dame, right? So obviously it's the way to go. And I don't want to diminish the conference championship. I mean, winning your conference. I don't want to diminish that, but your goal now is to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And make a run. So who cares if you have a 1 or 2 season loss? For them, I mean, you care, but it won't kill your season.
Right.
It won't kill your season if you still go ahead and put a nice package together and finish off the season.
Well, and that's the big question I think moving forward is what do we do with these conference championship games?
I think they're going to disappear.
I think they almost have to because there's not too much weight on them. They tried to make them matter by giving the top 4 seeds to the top 4 conference champions, and that made more of a mess of the playoffs and the seeding. And so I think it's going to have to somewhat be a thing.
And now, especially when you're not going to play everyone in your conference.
Right. There's too many teams.
You're not going to play everyone in your conference. So they're going to have to subdivide that out, to east, west, north, whatever you want to do. And then, just go that direction.
Yeah.
And then whoever has the best record, will be your conference champions, and then you may get the bye or however they want to do it, So.
Plus, the ACC commissioner was even saying, in not completely joking, that they might just have the team that won the regular season ACC not playing the ACC championship.
Yeah, well, you get a bye
because it hurt SMU, right? You get
so
you get a bye.
That's when I say the championship will diminish. It'll just go away. It'll just be another game that they're playing to have a better record to have a chance to make the playoffs. And you'll just be whatever conference. If you're that team, you'll be the conference champions. But the reward is that you get the bye.
Yeah,
you get the bye.
Well, and I think too the regular season's been diminished. I think that's pretty hard to argue with what we saw. The literal national championship game was a team that lost the biggest upset of the year in September.
Yeah.
They're able to overcome it. The team that won the championship lost the rivalry game. They're able to overcome it. So it's interesting because this year was kind of the trial run, and you try to kind of place how the importance of these things, and now we kind of know that's what, as expected, that's what it's gonna look like moving forward. So now. It's almost we're gonna have to retrain our brains to not think it's the end of the world.
Exactly.
Especially in those days for Nebraska, the top teams.
It was.
Or if you lost the game or two.
It came down to one game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you won, it's good, but it came down to one game, and you're pretty much out of the championship game unless some other teams have some losses or whatever. But no, so it's a good feeling. Now we just got to work out the whole portal thing. The NIL. Just keep tweaking that, getting that right to make that fair and equitable. And everything, revenue sharing, just some politics or some business stuff they just need to work out to make it smoother.
Yeah.
And I would like to see how they're going to determine where the national championship game is played now. I mean, Desmond Howard was saying, or someone was saying it should be played in the Rose Bowl every year. I'm not a big fan of that.
Well, I will say this. I didn't
because the Super Bowl moves around.
Right?
Yeah. Bid for it.
Yeah, I don't know why there is such a love with the Rose Bowl, but I mean that does inherently give teams like USC or UCLA quite an edge.
Yeah, but I just
if
think
you do that,
the Orange Bowl was just as prestigious. At least from my perspective, it was.
Yeah,
but I get the Rose Bowl is the oldest, right? The granddad of all the bowls. Yeah. But no, spread their wealth. Go to different venues, different cities. That'd be awesome.
I kind of liked the home sites, and I'm thinking more they need
playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know if I love a team having playing in the Sugar Bowl and the Orange Bowl in the same year. That almost diminishes the Sugar Bowl and the Orange Bowl, right?
I agree with you.
I think we should probably try to spread that out in a way that kind of highlights those, because they just felt like
those are just
you have to be in those locations.
They may, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but they may get rid of the whole bowl thing. I mean, but it'd just be a major sponsor, but. I don't know. Call it the sugar. I don't know. Whatever. Who knows? Right. Sugar game or something. I don't know.
It's definitely a changing time, and some people like it, some people don't. But it's what we have, and it's college football, and it's great one way or the other.
Right.
So I think everybody had a lot of fun. We'll all be waiting for next season, and
I'm excited. It'd be so nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the day when that day comes where Nebraska Cornhuskers are in that conversation.
Oh yeah.
That's when it's really, really going to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, right?
Yeah.
To have some skin in the game.
Well, that's what I think. It's funny. Everybody always asks me in the NFL playoffs, like, "Oh, who are you rooting for? Who do you want in this game?" And I always just my team's the Cardinals. I just go, "Well, it's not my team, so I don't really care all that. I might have a preference that day or something.
Yes.
But it's not going to ruin or spoil my week. You need your team in, and if Nebraska does get in, it would be an incredible ride. And I think that's what for those that maybe don't like the playoffs as much, or didn't enjoy it as much this year. It will take their team getting in to really enjoy it.
I think so for sure.
Yeah.
I think so for sure. And I'm looking forward to that day, and I'm excited about that. And I think it's I think we could be in the playoff conversation next year. I really do. Look, we talked about the schedule a couple of shows ago, and I think the Huskers have a chance to post a pretty good record.
Yeah.
In that conversation, and that will be exciting.
Absolutely. A lot to look forward to this offseason as they prepare for that. But yeah, they've made no doubt about it. That's going to be their goal, to make a playoff run next year. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R. When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Hey guys, this is Lexi Rodriguez, former Husker and now League One volleyball athlete. League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with our first serve on January 24th, 7 p.m. at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Witness history in the making as we take on Love Madison in our first ever home match. Visit lovboma.com for tickets. First serve January 24th. Be there when it all begins. That's lovboma.com for tickets to watch Love Omaha Volleyball. Go Big Red and go Big Green.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to hear their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services, as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot, and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Ella Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Having diabetes doesn't have to ruin your new year. Join a Nebraska-supported program like Living Well with Diabetes. You'll learn how to manage your symptoms, feel more confident, and reduce stress about your diagnosis. Search Nebraska Living Well with Diabetes and click on the DHHS Healthy Living Programs page to learn more. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes, live from 1040 O Street here and from the Ticket Studios. This is Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bachman alongside your host, Steve Taylor. Steve, I do want to, as always, give an opportunity for some of the listeners to chime in as well. So 402-464-5685. You can ask Steve whatever you want to. We would ask most of the questions, but not all of them.
Oh, yeah, we will. We answer everything.
We'll answer everything. Just no swearing or anything like that.
Unless they're not in compliance.
Yeah. 402-464-5685 if you have any questions for Steve or any thoughts on what we've been talking about. 3591 chimes in, says the playoffs does expose the SEC for not having the best conference every year, so that's a plus. And that's been a big kind of talking point.
They said what?
It did expose the SEC for not having the best conference. Which has been a big argument over the years.
I don't like that argument because I think every conference have their run. Like SEC had a great run. The Pac-10 back in the day had a great run. The Big 8 and the Big 12 had their run. You know, the ACC had a great run with the Florida States and the Clemsons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now the Big 10 have had a good run. It could flip.
Yeah,
it could flip, you know. So there were great teams in those conferences. So I that's why I don't really like to have that discussion about conferences. I think football is football.
Yeah,
and there's great teams all over.
You
can't take credit. Like you can't take credit
right
for Texas. Are they really an SEC team?
They will be. They are
I know
now.
They
yeah.
are, but I mean, come on. 1 year, Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's definitely an interesting conversation.
It is.
And I think last year the best conference might have been the Pac-12, which was a dying conference. So it's just it's very strange to kind of go through it. Moving forward, there's going to be every year an argument between the SEC and the Big Ten because they're the conferences that are taking over. So at least there's that feeling there. And
they had that conversation on game day.
Yeah,
that the Big Ten seems to be the king of the hill. They're the king of the hill right now.
Yeah.
They got the flag. They're the king of the hill.
Does that mean anything for Nebraska? Does that help?
It only matters to me if we're on the hill.
Yeah.
We're not on the hill.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
7-6. You could maybe
we're digging
an
underground. We're underground. Now I hope just dig an underground and get in the elevator and go right up to the top. So I just want Nebraska in the mix, man. I enjoyed it, but it'd have been really sweet to have Nebraska in the mix.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen someday.
I know it will.
Yeah.
Sooner than later, hopefully.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cubsker chimes in and says, I'm okay with football ending because that means baseball is next up. Go Cubs.
Oh, God, baseball. Fall asleep watching baseball.
But he also says, I think they should just take the CFP out of bowl games entirely, just make the college football playoff its own thing and let other teams play in the New Year's 6 bowl games. You could try to preserve a little bit of the bowl games by doing that, but again, then
that's going to
it'd still be
dissipate
back
too.
to people sitting out of those big
Yeah.
bowl games. So.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's all going to work itself out.
Yeah. Steven says there's always
Steven?
Yeah,
Is it
Steven.
Steven with a
chimes
P or Steven with a V?
in. Steven with a V.
Steven with a V. Okay.
Yeah. He says for as far as the championships, play in Vegas or there's always the Astrodome.
Vegas would be nice.
Joking about that.
Just rotate it. I know.
Yeah.
Go every man. A lot of great cities would love to have a championship game.
Yeah.
It would be nice though if they played it on New Year's Day.
Mhm.
If they can work it out where it's played sooner.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
The one thing that did bother me a little bit is it just seems a little bit overshadowed or spread apart. And then the NFL playoffs
Yeah.
are going on at the same time. They get the Saturday and Sunday window. You're watching college football on Thursday or Monday, and it just
it kind of gets lost. It kind of gets diminished. a
it
little
does.
bit.
And
I
it just-
did feel that.
quite
I did feel
frankly,
that.
Yeah, it just you can't. It's one of those things you can't can't change the stakes of it. I always say you can't fake the stakes of a football game.
And
but-
no disrespect to what's his name, Troy Scott or whatever. We got to have a better halftime show.
Travis Scott, you didn't.
It needs to be more of a spectacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's
So-
doing the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, Travis Scott.
No, he did the halftime
Oh, he
show
did the
for the
halftime
championship
show. Okay,
game.
yeah.
And I think it was pre-recorded. I mean, he was sitting on top of the Mercedes Stadium or whatever it is. I want you gotta do something like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
A halftime performance where you're on the field. I mean, that it needs that. So hopefully they can add that to their show.
Well, and
Big
college
game.
football obviously is a game that just loves its traditions, and
It's changing.
it's a pivot point to where you could start new traditions, right? The
Yeah.
old traditions don't fit the new model as well, but you could start new traditions that we can love over the next several
They
decades.
made an effort. They did have
Yeah.
some type of entertainment for half. They did.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to be something that's on the field, in the moment. You know, someone up and rise.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like you, Bach.
Yeah, like
You can-
me. Yeah. That would be great. Hunter says, can we talk about recruiting being even now? I mean, it apparently snows down south now, so making a joke there. But yeah, I mean, all the talk about trying to make things even and stuff. College football's never been even either, and I don't.
We don't
think,
want it even.
I don't
we want
think
the advantage.
right. And Nebraska, Nebraska is in the one of the teams that doesn't want it even.
We want all the power. We want the advantage. We don't want. Now revenue sharing, okay, fine. You know, we may share a little bit of that because we could benefit for some other schools that have great fan support and history and all that kind of stuff. But no, we don't want an equal playing field.
No, and college football's never been that way. So I always find it funny that that's the goal is to try to make it. I don't want Texas and App State to have the same advantages.
Yeah,
right. I like then you're taking away the juggernaut. Then you're taking away the
fact,
upset.
we should take stuff away from them because it's too easy. Yeah. It's not fair.
Bill and Bennett does have a question. Who was the most psychotic player Steve ever played with here at Nebraska?
Psychotic? I would probably psychotic. I would say Danny Noonan. He was a beast.
Really?
Yeah, he was kind of a beast.
On and off the field or just on the field?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fair
both.
enough.
Yeah, he's up there with the Peter brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was, yes.
Good answer. I like
I would
that.
say Danny Noonan.
Yeah.
Just an old timer. Jim Scow. I don't know if you
Okay,
wouldn't know Jim Scow.
Know the name, yeah. Didn't watch
And then
him play.
actually one that was kind of loony, which everyone would say, was Mark Mumford.
Okay.
Moms. He was kind of a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just never knew.
You need those guys on the
Yeah,
team,
you do.
right?
They have an edge to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say Noonan and Mums. Yeah, Mark Mumford. Good
Yeah.
guys, but man, you just didn't know what he was. McBride, he was almost like McBride. He was a mimic of Coach McBride. He was crazy. He could just go off at any moment. Yeah. So they would be the most psychotic that I played with.
Yeah.
Broderick was okay. You know, Neil was all right. They weren't crazy like that. But psychotic, you just didn't know what to expect with those two. Yeah.
Also, Bill and Bennett, we should mention that Steve did sign your shirt as well. So as he,
yes.
Yeah, he's going to come in and pick up his.
I even took
his
my
shirt.
time to make sure they can read my name.
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be good. Extra.
Well,
signature
that
on there.
was that a captain shirt?
It is a captain shirt.
Did he make that? Did he make those shirts themselves, or what's up?
They had them designed. Yeah, there's a few.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
What's up with that box?
You got to get one here
We
for
gotta
this
get a
show,
shirt?
right? Yeah.
Okay, good luck with that.
We'll get started on it.
Yeah, you get a chipmunk.
That's right. Because that was what was on your helmet, right?
Yeah. Okay, now I got
We
something
talked
to think
about that before. Yeah.
I got some stuff to think about for 2025. We got to get some apparel out. What do you
Remind
think?
me why that chipmunk was on your helmet. You just a
Oh,
sticker
I
you
have
like?
fat cheeks.
Oh,
Fat
yeah,
Cheeks.
yeah. That
At
was
least
your
they thought I
nickname?
had fat cheeks. I don't know. It was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that stuff. Another question I wanted to ask you is that as we're going through the NFL playoffs, and I don't know how much you've been able to watch it, but
I've been watching it.
there's been a lot of
Yes.
criticism about star player treatment, specifically refs cheating for the Chiefs. But it kind of comes with the star player treatment that Patrick Mahomes gets. Do you think that that's fair? I mean, that's earned. We see that in almost every sport.
I would
Some
say
fans
more
hate
so,
it.
yeah, more so the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And, you know, there is a business side to the NFL. You got to keep your stars, the guys that are out there, you know, the face of the NFL. There's some showmanship to that, some marquee stuff, you know. So, and those guys are making a lot of money. It's a huge investment. And unfortunately, when those guys go down, I mean, it could hurt your chances dramatically, as you saw 2 years ago in the playoffs when Purdy went down.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you
That
know,
was bad.
because
They ran out of quarterback.
it was like they had no chance.
Yeah.
You know,
Like they were running McCaffrey at quarterback at times. Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's important to have a viable backup. But you know, the way the game is structured now, with the starters play so much, and they get so much of the reps in preparation for the games, that unfortunately, your second and third guys, you know, are just really not really prepared. You know, for the most. I mean, they're prepared, but it's there's quite a bit of drop off. And I was a backup quarterback, and I was in the same situation. You know, and there's some guys that do very well and get the right, like Flacco with the right experience and all that stuff, can come up and do some things. So, yeah, that's unfortunately that's part of the business side of the NFL, and you will see that in the collegiate ranks as well. Yeah, as you get these $2 or $3 million, $5 million quarterbacks that are making, you know, they're going to protect them.
Well, and we'll see, Dylan. Certainly, one
And
thing.
of course, we're the most important position on the field.
Well, yeah,
we
well,
should get.
Well, that's not.
preferential
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But Dylan, I mean, I think that's part of it, and we saw that in the bowl game. Is kind of learning how to slide, learning how to take those hits, specifically sliding once you get past the first down. But
I'm not calling the guy out, but that's one thing that came to mind watching the NFL and watching these college teams. That I hope he's been watching this.
Yeah.
Because Will Howard was doing some things with his legs, and he's not fleet of foot, you know. But they're the most dangerous because they don't spy you. They don't expect you to run, you know, like they did with the Leonard kid from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But time after time again, they were extending the plays with his feet and making plays and running and getting first downs and not sliding. You know, I'm talking collegiate football, and if you watch the NFL, those guys are all out. So I hope Rayo was watching those guys and saying, hey, no, it's okay to get dirty. It's okay to get dirty. There's some times when you do the baseball slide, but, you know, I would probably say 80% of the time, you get those yards. So I hope you watch those guys, you know, they left nothing out there in the field.
yeah, well, there's times that he probably could do that and should have done that, and there's times he shouldn't have done that. I mean, he got hurt against UCLA for going all out, and maybe not taking the best tackle. So sometimes it's about how you're getting hit too.
Exactly. And once you're doing that more, you will protect yourself. But that's football too.
Yeah.
That's football.
Yeah. And as much as he was just a true freshman last year, I think some of us
Yes,
forget
he was.
that.
You know, but so was Jason Daniels.
Yeah.
He's a rookie.
Jaden Daniels, yeah, rookie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that are rookies that are doing some things.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll get one more rap session here with Steve Taylor on the other end of this break.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OakStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of snow showers throughout the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and breezy and a high near 38. Tonight, a slight chance of snow early. Otherwise, partly cloudy with the low near 11. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and a light breeze. High near 26. The meteorologist talks like 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays. Games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hello, I am Ayanna Blake. Welcome to Mind Your Mind. In this new chapter of our lives, let us focus on the things we can control. This week, I was passing by the television and overheard Mel Robbins talking about her newly released book titled The Let Them Theory. She said, the message with the Let Them Theory is that no matter what's going on outside of you, the power is always inside of you. She went on to say, the 2 words, let them, are the key to helping you see what's in your control and and what's not in your control. Let's take a brief second to acknowledge what we can control. You. We can't control others. We can't control their actions, beliefs, responses, or lack of. I encourage you to center yourself on things you can control and watch the gift of peace overtake you. I am Ayanna Blake, reminding you to mind your mind. For more inspiration, connect with me on social media or visit ayannablake.com. Until next time, take care of your mind and keep moving forward on your pathway to wellness. And remember, let them.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bachman in studio alongside your host, the All-American himself, Steve Taylor. Steve, I did want to ask you, too, a little bit about the NFL games that we saw this past week. We were talking a little bit about maybe star treatment that Patrick Mahomes receives from the Chiefs, but there are a couple other storylines through these NFL playoffs that I want to talk about. Specifically, if you watch the Sunday games, those were frigid, cold, snow games. Do you like the fact that those games are played at the host sites? Or we were talking about earlier with college football, you want a dome, you want perfect weather conditions, so you get the best of each team.
That's part of football.
Yeah,
I like the whole site.
Yeah.
I mean, we played in Edmonton in November, and it was cold, man. The grass field was like frozen dirt. I mean, it was so cold. No, that's what makes it fun, the elements. That's what makes it fun. And it gives one team, I think, an edge or so, like Buffalo. Buffalo's used to playing in those type of conditions, where the Ravens not so much. So I think that played a factor in Lamar's performance a little bit. It takes a while to get. I memean, he's played in cold games, but it's just different.
Yeah.
It's different, and the more you play it, the more comfortable you feel. And there are some little things you need to you prepare for with your footing, and just really conscious on taking care of the football, because you just can't do things you can do when it's 80 or 90 degrees and humid.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, I get it from the other side. Kurt Warner, of course, the former Super Bowl winning quarterback with the Rams, took the Cardinals to the Super Bowl as well. Had a son here, Cade, that played in Nebraska and Kansas State. But, I did hear him saying that he'd rather have it be where it's my best versus your best. With no elements, playing a dome, playing
of course
the grass.
he would. Yeah.
But he's that's
he wants a fast track. And, yeah, of course he does.
He was in the dome. He was the guy that had what they call it, the greatest show on turf.
Yeah. Marshall Faulk. Oh yeah, there were beasts.
Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt.
Yeah, just like all those teams that played in climates where that had domes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So there's different opinions there, and it definitely changes the way the game goes about, right? Like the cornerback.
I kind of disappoints that he would do that.
Yeah,
he's a pluralist. He should know. That's part of football.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's what I say. I love snow games.
It's not basketball or hockey. It's football. It's the element.
You play under any weather.
Tundra.
Yeah.
Rain, sleet, or snow. We play.
Now I will say, when I was younger, I would say, you know what, I'm gonna go to one of those games. That'll be awesome. As I get older, I'm just gonna watch from my couch. Yeah. I look how cold it was. I say, you know what? I just watch
100%. I don't even golf in cold and rain. I don't do that anymore. No, there's nothing fun about it, man. And I'm not the same player. Not nearly the same player. Yeah. So no.
Well, then I want to ask you too about your guy Lamar Jackson here. Going to win his third MVP probably this year. We'll see. Maybe Josh Allen gets it. But
do they still have to vote? The vote has.
Yeah, the vote's still going on.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna win it now.
So or maybe they might have turned it in when the regular season ended. I'm not sure.
That's
but they haven't announced it yet.
Yeah.
But they might have done voting. But it is interesting. I always say, for a guy that struggled the first couple years in his playoffs, somewhat of a small sample size. Sample size is getting bigger. Regular season Lamar seems to be better than postseason Lamar. Would you agree?
Well, you can't ignore these. I have mixed feelings about that because he's such a great player, and but that's the realness of the sport. And I want him to get that monkey off his back, and football is a team effort, and so he's going to be defined as, if he keeps doing the things that he's doing, he's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks to not win a Super Bowl, like a Fran Tarkenton, like Kelly, from the Bills. Great careers. Dan Marino.
Sure.
For some reason, Dan Marino kind of gets a pass a little bit. He does. Like they just had this conversation, and it's nice to get the ring. Look at Charles Barkley.
Yeah. There's guys in every sport that are great that don't end up winning.
That for many reasons don't get the ring.
Yeah.
And he's still a young player. But dude, it's weird. I was fortunate enough to go to 3 Grey Cups and we won 1. I had a friend of mine, Warren Jones, was a quarterback. Never went to a Grey Cup, which is like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you do feel complete. You do feel complete. Even with my Big 8 championship ring, we didn't win a national championship. You do feel complete about your career. So I wish him the best with that. And hopefully they can get that done. And for them to have such an early exit, just is more demoralizing than anything else as well. So
well, yeah, and we'll see if Josh Allen and the Bills can get over that Chiefs hump, which Lamar and Josh Allen have trouble doing over the last several years, obviously in the Patrick Mahomes era. So it might. I mean, if the Chiefs beat the Bills again, then I don't know if Lamar's gonna have a whole lot more pressure than Josh Allen will going into next year, because it's the same thing. But it's also kind of funny because
I think the Bills may get it done this year.
They might.
I think they get past Kansas City. I think they have a sneaky chance of winning, and I also think the Commanders have a sneaky chance of winning.
Well, is that your pick? Because we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, I think
Bills,
Kansas City
Commanders
will fall, and Philly is still in it.
Yeah,
but they could fall too. But the way things are looking, I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders or the Bills are to get it done.
Yeah. That'd be a good Super Bowl. I mean, that would be fresh as far as a new franchise being crowned a champion. So that would be good. I did want to ask you too quickly, just going back to the Ravens, because we put all this on Lamar, and they're tied in. Mark Andrews had the 2-point conversion in his hand and just dropped it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You need some help.
Yeah. So all this pressure goes on Lamar.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
And the pass was a little low behind him.
Yeah.
A little, but it's very catchable. But it's just unfortunate because it's little things like that.
What do you do as a teammate when there's a play? Because you always say you didn't lose.
Oh, we got my special guest. Which
here we go.
Herself.
Yeah.
She didn't bring her 7-foot son. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Have you ever had a teammate that just absolutely blew it on a play? You had to kind of console him in the locker room.
I did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was you.
Tyrese Knox. Yes, the bowl. Whatever. But you have that.
Yeah. How was the locker room after that?
We're upset, man. We're demoralized.
Right.
We had the game won and everything. My peeps just came in. We got a couple minutes.
Show your peeps.
Yes. They wish my cousin a happy birthday. What are you? A happy 33? Come share it with me. Come share it with me. Yeah. So, is it cold outside?
Yes, it's cold.
All right. So is this mic live right here, buddy?
Yeah.
Is that mic? Okay. Come sit down and do it. Yeah.
I'm a California girl. This is cold out here.
So now we got a special guest. Now, where's the 7-footer? Huh?
He was still in video, shoot around.
Video? You couldn't make it?
Film.
Okay.
Film.
Well, I wanted to have you on the show because it's your birthday.
Thank
You
you.
come all the way from California.
Oh,
wow. And I'm learning your brother Gooch.
Yes.
Texted me yesterday.
Okay.
Right. And now tell me about the other Poindexters that are on the other side for USC. What's the story?
Okay, the other Pondexter, which is not a Pondexter, it's a Gooch.
A Gooch. Okay, yeah.
Yes. My maiden
I'm
name
still
is-
learning too. Go
My
ahead.
maiden name is Gooch, and they come from Beaumont, Texas. We're from Marshall, Texas. We're Texans, and his mother, which is a Gooch, is my cousin. So,
see, my dad's from Texas. That's where it all comes from, right? That's where it all
Yes.
comes from. Yeah.
Yes.
So, is he a pretty good point guard?
You guys gonna find out tonight. Yes, of course he is.
Yeah.
He's a gooch. Come on.
I know.
We are athletes through and through.
So I met Braxton for the first time. You can chime in too anyway, right? Give us some insight, right? I met him for the first time yesterday. I've been trying to meet him throughout the season. It just hasn't worked out. A little. He's kind of quiet on the court.
Very.
He is.
Yes.
Now Keith told me he needs to get mean. He said when he gets mean, then he turns into a different animal.
Correct.
So,
Correct. He needs to get some of that dog in him. You know, some of that mean stuff in him. He's a
I can see that.
Yeah. Nice.
He's Big Bear.
Young guy.
Big Bear.
Big teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
And he hasn't really gotten to know me at all. We just met, and I was, I asked him a couple of things, but I don't know. He doesn't really know my personality, right? So I kind of held back. I'm like, come on, man, you got to represent now. Taylor has a name here in Nebraska, so you got to. I'm telling people we're related, so you got to kind of like step it up. So
there you go.
I felt you guys giving it to him a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
Especially you.
100%. That's why the coaches is like, thank God you came today. so he definitely is gonna have to get the dog back in him and fight and be the presence on the floor, being 7'2" that he is, and stand up and be that long span and wing that he is, and just go for it. It's nothing else left no more. This is it.
Yeah. So
Let's
tell
go.
me how this came about. Because I was golfing at Firethorn number 10 when I got the call from Gooch that I had a cousin coming here to play basketball in Nebraska. So from Washington. So how did all this? Tell me how this all came about, his career and everything.
Go ahead, Mom.
Mom.
So Braxton played AAU with Quincy when he was 15 years old.
And
Quincy is my brother.
Yeah.
And so Quincy was in the NBA, and he had an AAU team like most of the NBA players and stuff have at that time and everything else. So he found Braxton. He was on his team and everything. And then his mom was like, oh, by the way, we're about to leave and go to Okinawa, Japan. Quincy's like, wait, that can't not happen. And he won't be recruited. He's standing 6'11" at the time. 15 years old, young, just green. He's like, he has to develop and he has to stay here. So Quincy was like, Maisha, you have to do it. And I'm like, well, have to do what? Wait, time out. I already got a kid. I don't know nothing about anything else. So I went and actually got guardianship and everything. His parents signed over, relinquished all of that before they left and went to Japan. So Braxton moved in right after his 16th birthday. And he's been with us ever since.
Oh, you have to tell him he is your bonus baby because you were having a baby that day.
Right.
As
So
well.
I was pregnant. And when you say you ask God for things, I always wanted twins. And so I prayed for twins. Anyways, I ended up going to get full custody of Braxton, guardianship of Braxton, the day I had this little one right here.
This little rascal right here, yeah.
My now 6-year-old. So I literally went and down there.
He's not shy to the mic. Yeah,
no.
We got you though. That's good.
So I went down there, got full guardianship of him at 9:00 in the morning, and then I had a scheduled cesarean with him at 3:00 in the afternoon. So those were my twins.
So he spent what? So 5 years in the collegiate ranks. This is 5th year.
Yeah, he spent.
Okay.
So he had 1 year in high school left, and then he did 2 years at Fresno State, then 2 years at University of Washington. Yes.
When he told me he went to Fresno State, I did everything I could to get out of Fresno.
And he loved it because he just came,
Yeah.
and so we were family, and then actually COVID hit shortly right then and there, so it was rough. And he just Braxton is, again, he's a quiet individual, he's a homebody, so he didn't want to just keep bouncing around and moving and stuff like that. Parents in the military, it was just like it was a lot. So Fresno State was actually a good option. They just didn't
Okay?
They just didn't
Touchdown?
develop.
All right.
They just didn't develop him as well as we would like him to. I mean, he would have stayed at the University of Washington if Quincy and them hadn't left and everything else. So, we just keep trying to move forward and put people in situations and places and stuff just to make him develop and keep going up.
Yeah,
going up. The sky's the limit for him.
It's weird because when he said he was in Utah, we got to a little bit. We got to wrap it up here. So next show coming on, but so I just want to have you on the show. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
You look like a great 50. Great
you.
50.
I'll take that.
You look like a gooch. You look so much. I keep thinking I'm looking at Keith. But thanks for coming down on such short notice. Look like you're adjusting to the weather because you just have a sweat top on, so it's not cold, right?
No, we ran out. I'm a California girl. Get that. You hear that, everyone? I am definitely a California girl. This is cold out here.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by, and I hope you make it back to Lincoln one more time, and we'll get you.
Okay.
We'll get you the full hour on the show.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, there we go. That'll wrap it up for weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Thanks for our guests for jumping in studio. It's a family affair tonight at Pinnacle Bank Arena. We'll be cheering on Braxton, me, and of course USC bringing in a fight as well. But that'll wrap it up for weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Coming up next on the block with Strick and Austin.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years.